Hi, everyone. My name is Jynell Petrosino. I am a level 2 integrative health practitioner and personal trainer, and I am excited to talk to you today about what is inside this detox. You are learning so much information right now, and I'm going to bring it all to life by going through this detox box with you and unpacking everything that you're going to be using starting on January 13th to complete your very own 7-day functional medicine detox. So let's dive in. I am all fired up because I actually just completed a detox myself at the end of the fall of last year, right in the beginning of the holiday season, and it was absolutely life-changing for me. So I'm super excited to be hosting um, this group with all of you and doing it alongside of you because it is an absolutely life-changing experience. So what you're going to want to do once your detox comes in is you're going to obviously want to open it and fish around for this little pamphlet. This is basically going to tell you everything that you need to know about how to complete this detox in very simplified form. I don't know if you're like me, but I love simple. So on one side, you're going to see the directions for the 7-day detox. And on the other side, you're going to see the food plan. So all the different foods that you're going to be consuming on the plan, or the approved foods rather. So first, you're going to want to start out following the steps 1, 2, and 3. It's just talking about getting started. So Dr. Cabral writes down a couple of really great things that you can do to be a part of the bigger support group that he runs as far as resources goes. And then for the 7-day detox, you're going to want to kind of like learn a little bit about how this works. So I'm just going to briefly go over it today, but basically we're going to go ahead and complete 7 days. So days 1 and 2 are different than days 3 through 7. So it's important that you look at this and that you really fully understand what you're doing, because you're going to be doing something different on certain days. Days 1 and 2 are our detox days where we are fasting. We're doing liquid fasting, and we're going to be using the daily nutritional support shake powder, which is absolutely foundational to lowering your toxic burden because it helps to support phase 1 and phase 2 liver detoxification. And it also ironically helps to support your gut, which is also something that you're going to be learning about in the 6-week empowerment program. But this is going to basically supply your body with all the nutrients that it needs to create what's called autophagy in your body. So essentially, we're going to like not be consuming food and digesting food for the first 2 days so that your body actually has more space and energy to spend cleansing your blood and your cells and getting all of the junk out of your system. So what you're going to do is you're going to basically utilize this shake on days 1 and 2 for your 4 meals. It's just going to be a scoop of the powder in 20 ounces of water. In addition to that, you're going to implement your supplements. There's an Ayurvedic herbal blend and then also a functional medicine herbal blend. You're going to be taking both of them in the morning and both of them in the evening every day of the 7 days. So by the end of the week, you want to make sure that there's none left. So that means that you didn't skip any of these. You're going to want to go ahead and set an alarm when we get started officially on the 13th to remind you, because these are the herbs that are going to actually support the detox process. So the process of supporting your liver so your liver can actually filter out your blood and get all the gunk out of your body. So these are super essential. And honestly, that's all that's in the box. That is how absolutely simple this detox is. So for the first 2 days, you're going to be taking your morning supplements. You're going to be doing your shakes 4 different times throughout the day. Ideally, they recommend that you, set your shakes anywhere from 3 to 3.5 hours apart. So whatever time you start, you're going to want to, like the example here is 8 a.m., 11:30 a.m., 3 p.m., and 6:30 p.m. In addition to that, you can consume, water with lemon, some herbal teas, and then they do say that if you want to have a little bit of coffee without any additives, no sugars or milks or syrups or anything, just a tiny bit, that's okay. Dr. Cabral actually doesn't recommend that quit caffeine for the detox unless you're fully ready to. So you can talk to the practitioner that invited you here about what will serve you best. But in addition, to those 2 days, you have days 3 through 7. And what really changes on those days is that you're going to be having 2 scoops of the shake at your first meal, so at breakfast. And let me tell you, first and foremost, the fasting days are not as hard as you would think. I remember the first time I did this, I was terrified. I was like, oh my gosh, how am I ever going to do it? But it's such an empowering experience, like body, mind, and soul. And I feel like when I was going through it, I was nowhere near as hungry as I thought because my body was getting everything that it needed from this. I think it's more of a mindset. But then by the end of the second fasting day, I was worried about how I would feel on Wednesday morning on day 3. But once you add that second scoop of the shake, you feel great. Like it's incredible what your body can really do when it is detoxing. So you get that shake, and then what changes is you're adding in 2 meals. So you'll have 1 shake, 1 meal, 1 shake, 1 meal, a total of 4 meals still. But 2 of them are liquid. And the detox lunch is vegetarian. So the reason for that is that it actually takes more to digest the protein. So the like animal protein, like your meats and those types of options. So we actually recommend that you use like more plant-based proteins for that. On the back, it tells you what your plant-based proteins are, well, which I'll get to in a couple of minutes. So you definitely want to follow this the way that it was written because it was written that way for a reason. However, if you need any kind of adjustment, just talk to the practitioner that invited you here because healing is not one size fits all. But that is why that's a vegetarian lunch if you had that question. And then your second shake, and then 3 to 3.5 hours later, your dinner, which your dinner is a paleo dinner. So it does consist of vegetables and your animal protein if you want. So you can have your meat and your seafood there if you'd like. And then, of course, like I said, it's not one size fits all. So there are some, root vegetables or fruits that can be added in if you're not somebody that's looking to lose weight, because ultimately, detoxing is not just about losing weight. It's about getting that sludge and that inflammation down in your body, getting it out of your body. But if weight loss is a goal, of course, if you're, changing your nutrition and you're cutting out things that aren't serving you, that you could potentially lose weight on this. So you definitely want to talk to the practitioner that invited you here about your specific goals and what would serve you. But on the other side, it just basically tells you what's approved. So if it's on here, it's approved. So you're going to see your proteins. It's going to be broken down to plant protein and animal proteins. So for example, your plant proteins would be beans or hummus or chickpeas or hemp hearts. Be careful though, a lot of the store-bought items have a lot of processed things in it. So I do definitely recommend if you're going to do hummus, kind of make your own. So it doesn't have the tahini because that is not a detox approved option. But then if you keep looking, your animal proteins are, you got your meats, your turkey, your chicken, your seafood. And then your healthy fats are typically the avocado, you got chia seeds, flax seeds, olive oil, and coconut oil. And then you have your lunch and your dinner. So your lunch and your dinner carbs are going to be a lot of vegetables. So there's honestly, most vegetables are pretty much fine. But that's how you're going to basically plate your food. You're just going to follow this guidance using these foods. So what you can expect, and it kind of breaks it down here for you. So like, okay, days 1 and 2, 4 shakes and the capsules in the morning and the evening. And then days 3 through 7, it's the 2 scoops and the 2 meals. So you have everything you need right here to remind you throughout this process exactly what you're doing. But then you also have the group where you can ask questions, you can comment on our posts to gather more information, and then always make sure that you hop on our question and answer, our Q&A video or call that we host each week. Especially since we're going to be starting the detox on Monday the 13th, you're definitely going to want to make time to hop on with us this Saturday to ask your questions if you have them. But yeah, that's everything that's in this box. You have everything you need right here. You have all of your supplements, your directions, and then the support from this community. So I cannot say enough how absolutely life-changing this can be if you really lean in and you give it your all. So that's why this week we really want you to make sure that you have everything that you need. You go to the grocery store, maybe set aside some ideas for some of your meals while you're on the detox so that you can really give it your all for the full 7 days and then get ready to complete the rest of the 6-week program with us. So thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said, if you have any questions, comment in the comments below here in this group or hop on our Q&A this Saturday, time to be decided. So we will definitely allow you to know the time well in advance, but I hope that you have an amazing detox experience. And thank you so much for being here with me today.